Does the President of the United States have the power to throw you in prison? That is the test, says Michael Cohen, of the petition submitted to the Supreme Court on Wednesday. The Constitution is the bedrock of our democratic republic and is what makes America the beacon of the world, Cohen says. Cohen, former President Trump's controversial longtime lawyer and fixer, is asking the court to hear his claim that he was sent back behind bars, shackled and placed in solitary confinement, on the alleged orders of Trump and Justice Department officials in July 2020 in retaliation for his writing his first tell-all book, Disloyal, a memoir, the true story of the former personal attorney to President Donald J. Trump. Presidents are not kings, says the petition. This case represents the principle that presidents and their subordinates can lock away critics of the executive without consequence. That cannot be the law in the country the founders thought they created when they threw off the yoke of the monarch. In 2020, U.S. federal court judge Alvin K. Hellerstein found that the Trump administration violated Cohen's First Amendment rights when it sent him back behind bars after he was released to home confinement. The purpose of transferring Mr. Cohen from furlough and home confinement to jail is retaliatory, the judge said during a hearing on Cohen's re-imprisonment. It's retaliatory because of his desire to exercise his First Amendment rights to publish a book and to discuss anything about the book or anything else he wants on social media and with others. A spokesman for the Bureau of Prisons denied that Cohen was retaliated against, calling the allegation patently false. However, Cohen's lawyer says the case goes far beyond the impact on his client, but on the legal protections for all American citizens against any constitutional violations by the executive branch. This case presents an important and unprecedented question: what remedy will this country provide a citizen who was incarcerated because of their criticism of government officials? No one, especially not the president, can use the prison system to silence their critics, says Cohen's attorney John Michael Doherty. As it stands now, there is no consequence for officials who lock away their critics. That cannot be America. It must not be America. There is a clear and present danger to Americans' rights. If speech can lead to a prison cell, many will choose to be silent. Two courts ruled against Cohen's initial claim, based on a narrow reading of a Supreme Court ruling called Bivens, which provides citizens the limited legal right to sue federal officials who violate their constitutional rights. The Second U.S. Court of Appeals ruled that the law does not seem to provide damages, and cites the fact that Cohen was ultimately released from prison to home confinement was his legal relief. However, Cohen's petition points out that the courts have not ruled on remedies or methods needed to prevent such violations in the future, and is asking the Supreme Court to decide just that. This case happens to involve Michael Cohen and Donald Trump. But it is not about Michael Cohen and Donald Trump. This case is not about politics. It is about freedom, Doherty told Fox News. However, Trump lawyer Alina Habba, who successfully argued two of the previous cases, says Cohen will not get anywhere with this latest effort. Michael Cohen's suit against the president was doomed from its very inception. Setting aside the fact that his allegations are meritless, the Supreme Court has already held, as recently as 2022, that Bivens suits in this context are not viable, Habba told Fox News. During his current campaign, former President Trump suggested he could prosecute his political opponents, establish televised military tribunals, and has named a variety of officials and prosecutors who have brought cases against him who should be put in jail. I would have every right to go after them, the former president told Fox News last month, but added he would not actually do that. Cohen claims that Trump would, in fact, seek revenge, despite Trump's and the government's previous denials. Be warned, Donald will do it again and again if given the chance. Cohen's petition echoes that prediction. Does the President of the United States have the power to throw you in prison? That is the test, says Michael Cohen, of the petition submitted to the Supreme Court on Wednesday. The Constitution is the bedrock of our democratic republic and is what makes America the beacon of the world, Cohen says. Cohen, former President Trump's controversial longtime lawyer and fixer, is asking the court to hear his claim that he was sent